This is the ultimate OpenClaw cost optimization guide. If you're setting up OpenClaw incorrectly, you might be burning through hundreds of dollars of API credits. And I was running into the same issue. However, I did some in-depth research on how to cut your OpenClaw API build costs by 70 to 97%. Check this out. I was able to lower it to less than 30 cents a day, and I'm using different models for different use cases. And I'm currently running on less than 10 cents a day. And I only spent $2 this month so far, while I have AI agents running all of these processes for me. My agent team is really large, so bringing the cost down on a day-to-day basis is super important. You might consider running Mac Mini on your own local machine, but you need to be super careful because this can be dangerous and have serious security implications. Because of this, I'm running it on a VPS called Hostinger that allows me to run this entire setup for around $6.29 a month. I'll not only show you exactly how to set up OpenClaw on Hostinger with just a few clicks, but then I'll show you a few models you can use, how to set up cost optimization, how to optimize your memory and your agents, compact your chats, and keep your entire API cost very low. Your time is valuable, so let's get right to it. And before we get into how to set up the cost optimization, let me show you why this matters in the first place. In my OpenClaw, I currently have an agent fleet setup of more than 19 agents that continuously build different things for me or finish tasks. For example, I have a content agent, a product agent, research agent. I have a dev agent that continues to build cool projects for me. All of these projects were built autonomously by my AI agent, and it did all of that while I sleep. It has simple apps like a Pomodoro timer. I have AI prompt managers that help me come up with better prompts. It even came up with a thumbnail analyzer for me, and I just have to paste in my image and it analyzes if it's click-worthy and what elements I can improve. I have a mission control setup that shows me exactly how many tokens I use and how much I spent this month, as well as recent sessions. And these are just my web agents. I also have other agents that help me with different tasks. So if you want to learn more how I set up these agents, let me know down in the comments and I'll make another video on that. But now that you see that I have many agents working for me non-stop, it is super important to manage my API costs. I already have multiple VPSs set up. As you can see here, I have 2 VPSs running in parallel, and I'll show you exactly step by step how you can set up a VPS on Hostinger with a one-click deployment. And this is the easiest method in my experience on how to set up OpenClaw in the first place. If you already have OpenClaw installed and you want to skip ahead to the cost optimization, go ahead, but let's set this whole thing up from scratch. I have this entire OpenClaw playbook where I cover so much more than what we're covering in this video. Everything from the first 15 messages that I send all the way down to the strategic thinking and decision frameworks and how to train your agents to be self-improving. If you want access to that, check out the link in the description, but we will mainly focus on this subsection, which is part of the guide, which I'm leaving down below for free as well, so you can follow along. To get started, click on the link in the description as well, or click on this link that I have in the free guide below. This brings you to the one-click OpenClaw deployment page, and it's so easy to set up. Watch this, simply click on choose plan, and I recommend anyone to use KVM2 or KVM4, which gives you 16 gigabits of RAM, which is even enough to run some local models. Click on choose plan, and this normally costs $29 a month, but if you select the 24 or 12 month period, you get a good discount on this as well. And I reached out to Hostinger and they even give us an additional 10% off if you use the coupon code MOLUKER. So with this, it's only $11.69 a month for the 12-month plan or $8.99 a month for the 24-month plan. You can unselect this plan if you want to, because we will be using our own API keys, and choose the server location United States. Click on continue. Log in with your Google account and go ahead and fill out the payment information. Hit submit payment and it will set up your OpenClaw for you. And while this is setting up the VPS, we can already go ahead and create a new API key for OpenAI and copy this for later. And you can do the same for any API provider you want. But what I'll show you in this video is how you can set up OpenRouter so that you just need to set up one API key in order to route to any of the models. To do that, go to openrouter.ai. But if you're following along in the guide below, I also have a special setup guide here that you can follow along as well. Sign up to a new account, click on settings, API keys, and create a new API key. And I'm going to give this a credit limit of $10, which resets every week. Copy this API key as well. This is needed for later. Now that we're back at the VPS, you can set up your OpenClaw with a few configurations. The first thing that you see here is your gateway token. And this is another key that we need to copy, and we'll get back to that in just a second. So copy this somewhere safe. And this is now where we set up our OpenAI API key. Paste that in right here. And we're going to skip the other ones for now because we will set all of this up with the OpenRouter key in just a second. Click deploy. Now that OpenClaw is configured, let's start it up and implement our cost savings techniques. You should see something like this. Click on open and paste your gateway token right here. Click login and our OpenClaw is ready to get started, and it's prompting us, hey, I'm online and ready. What do you want me to do? Set up and tackle tasks or just ask something? And we can respond in simple English. It's now asking me for a few things here, and I'll just answer them really quickly. And now that I gave it some information, it is saving that to memory. If we want to check what model we're using, we can simply ask OpenClaw, what model are you using? And we can see here by default, it's currently using OpenAI GPT 5.2, but this one is kind of expensive. As we can see here in the cost optimization guide, GPT-5 runs around $1.25 per input tokens and $10 per output tokens. But there are other models that we can use that get similar results. So here's a summary of the budget tiers, here's a summary of the mid tiers, and here's a summary of the premium tiers. If you're unsure on what to use, I made a flowchart in this guide as well. We'll set up the heartbeat in just a second. We'll either use Gemini Flash, but then for general questions and brainstorms, we're actually going to set up Minimax 2.5 because this is very cheap and really powerful. For coding tasks and technical work, you can use a cheap model like DeepSeek v3.2 or GLM5, or for really complex models, use Claude Opus 4.6, but this is also the most expensive model. And for other decisions, you can see here for writing, for example, I choose Claude Sonnet 4.5, and for everything else, I'm using Minimax 2.5. Now to set this up, I'm using OpenRouter. The easiest way to set this up is to ask OpenRouter itself to configure OpenRoute as the default model provider, and you give it the API key. And after that, you can copy in this long prompt right here in order to know what kind of models are available on OpenRouter. But this is actually not the most secure way of doing it because it will save your OpenRouter API key in the config file. So to make it more secure, go back to your Hostinger dashboard and simply look for Docker Manager, Projects, and click on Settings. Click on Projects, click on Manage, and now in the bottom here, we see something called Environment. Once you click on Environment, you can see that you can input your API keys right here. Simply click on New Environment and add your OpenRouter API key and paste it in right here from the OpenRouter API key that we set up earlier. Hit save and we already have that set up right here. And this is probably the hardest part of all of this. Now that our environment variable is set up, you can go back to this text that we have right here and we can copy this exact prompt. And let's paste in the prompt right into this chat window. Hit send, and we can see now that we have selected the primary model, which is Minimax, and we have fallback options right here. If you get any error at this point, simply copy and paste that error into ChatGPT and have it help you with the setup. What might also help is to go over to your config file right here and click on raw, and you can paste in the exact raw JSON file into ChatGPT to help you troubleshoot it. But in the end, you should look something like this. You should have the models with merge, you should have a base URL with the OpenRouter API, and then you should see the different models that we set up here. We see Minimax, we see GLM5, Gemini 2.5 Flash, and so on and so forth. And I pasted how this raw file should look like right here. And if you want to switch models along the way, for example, if we want to use Sonnet for creative writing, simply use the command /model and Sonnet, and we can see that it easily switches the models. So now when we ask, what model are you using? It now shows us that we're using the Claude Sonnet model via the OpenRouter API key. And you can start your creative writing process. But there is more. Switching to a cheaper model saves you between 70 and 80% of token usage overall. But now I'll show you 4 more simple messages you can prompt into OpenClaw in order to save even more on your API costs. The second thing here is to set up smart heartbeats. A heartbeat is a regular interval where OpenClaw checks in with itself and checks if there's anything that it needs to do. So we can set the heartbeat interval to 55 minutes or 60 minutes instead of the default 30 minutes. Or you can set it to shorter if you want OpenClaw to run non-stop. We'll use the Flash Lite model, which is the cheapest available model, and we'll set the heartbeat target to last. Simply copy this, move this over to OpenClaw. I'm going to start a new session, and I paste in the exact prompt here. We can see that the interval is at 60 minutes, the model is using the Flash Lite model, and then the target is last. All right, that was super easy already. Let's go to the next one. Now we're going to limit the context window, and this can save another 80% in overhead reduction. We'll do that with 2 simple prompts. First, we'll ask it to add the session management rule to my system prompt, and we'll tell it what it's doing. You operate in sessions that accumulate text over time. When to reset? After 15 exchanges or after 30 minutes of continuous conversation, before switching to a different task domain, or when you notice that you've forgotten early context. The reset instructions use this command /reset, and the best practice is to output 2 or 3 sentences of what it learned. This preserves some of the knowledge while clearing the context weight. If you do want a little bit more context, you can switch this maybe to 30 exchanges and 100,000 tokens, but keep in mind, the bigger this number is, the more context it will accumulate over time, and each prompt message will take more tokens. So we'll copy this message and we'll paste it in right here. And we can see here that it updated its memory and added a session management cost control part to this entire chat. And we can see now that the rules are updated in the agents.md file. We can trigger this manually by using /reset. And we can see here that it implemented these changes and it's starting a new session. The follow-up prompt to this is to copy this text, which is to configure memory flush for compaction. I'm asking it to enable memory flush before compacting with a soft threshold of 4,000 token. You can change this to higher if you wanted to to have a little bit more context, and this prevents important context from being lost while the session is compacted. And we wanted to confirm that the changes are applied. Just paste that in, and it confirmed that it configured memory flush before compacting is already enabled. Wonderful. Now to the next configuration. This one is to enable prompt caching. This can give us a 90% discount on repeat content that we send to the models consistently. So we copy this, paste it in here, hit enter, and it actually tells us that caching is handled automatically by OpenRouter, so we don't have to deal with that within our OpenClaw. But if you're using another API key, for example, OpenAI or Anthropic, then you want to set this up. And now to the fifth step that lets you set budgets and guardrails. For this, you can paste a prompt that says something along the lines of this, which gives it a hard limit on how many API calls it can do. However, sometimes you might run into problems because you're working on longer projects or you need more than the maximum token output per day. And in this case, I would set this limit to much higher. But in general, if you're really concerned on how much you're spending on your API costs, I would copy and paste this prompt here in as well. But just keep in mind when you're setting this up that you implemented this, because sometimes you might run into the issue that it prevents you from doing a certain task because you're exceeding these constraints that you're setting up. And that brings us to a few more bonus tips that you can set up in order for it to be self-optimizing and in order to use OpenClaw the most efficient way. One of this is to implement a tool output efficiency rule, which shows that it should filter for relevance, summarize large JSON responses, and ask, does the user need all of 500 lines or just the error? Another one is a self-optimization rule, and this is a continuous cost awareness where it tracks my behavior and it checks how many model switches per day, how many tool calls per question, and when do you hit compaction. Let's also paste that in here. Now that you've done all of this, you can check the verification checklist to see that you've implemented all of these different steps. There are some instructions for troubleshooting, and if you're wondering how much this really saves, for my scenario where I'm running 24/7 agents running idle, if you go with the Opus 4.6 default or the best model, this might cost you about $1,000 per month. But with this new cheap model plus caching, this can be as low as $1 a month if implemented correctly. If you have any questions about how to set any of this up, I would first recommend to use ChatGPT or Gemini in order to troubleshoot it. And if that still doesn't work out, you can ask some questions down below in the comments. I'll try to answer all of them for the first few days of this video going live. And I also want to hear what other tips and tricks you might have that I missed in this video. If you want to support the channel and you want to get 10% off, use the link below in order to get started on your hosting or VPS and set up OpenClaw in just a few minutes. And I have another video on the first 15 prompts after you set up cost optimization that you can check out right here. And if you like the video, and if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next one.